Happy Valentine's Day. Say Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, listen, since it's a cruising channel, let me see if I can remember all the words of the Love Boat. Are you ready? Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. Sing it with me, folks. The Love Boat. It's Valentine's Day. Promise is something for everyone. Last verse will set your course for adventure. Your mind on a new romance. Thank you.
Oh, we just lost 6 viewers.
I don't care. Bye.
All right, guys. We are here. It is Valentine's Day, and guys, I was pretty good. I did good. Did I do good?
You did really good.
I did really good.
I got lilies and some roses, which I love lilies. It's my favorite flower. And then I got this really super cool. It's a coffee cup warmer. Like you set it on your desk and you plug it in, and then when like you make your cup of coffee, you know how like you drink it and then 10 minutes later it's not hot anymore, and then you quit drinking it because it's not really hot anymore. Well, not with this sucker. You just set it right on there and you push the button. And today was the first day I used it, and I literally drank the whole cup of coffee. An hour later, it was still hot. How about that?
That is awesome.
How about that?
And she got me a Garmin dash cam for my Bronco, which is really cool. So we both did well. I got her her favorite flowers. That's the other thing I got her.
So like we have ebbs and flows with stuff like this. Like there's years where we're like, we don't need to get each other nothing. We know we love each other. But then there's times where you're like, you know what? Marriage, you should like try to do something special for your loved one.
Last year I did 1-800-Flowers, and
Yes.
the flowers did not make it for Valentine's Day. They kind of wrecked it. So this year I used a different company, and their promise was you would get them either the 13th or the 14th, and they delivered them yesterday on the 13th. So she's had them all day. She loves lilies, I got the lilies. I got a blue vase. Blue's her favorite color.
Yes.
I got a balloon, the Valentine's Day balloon,
Yep.
and I got a bear for Max.
Yeah,
the teddy bear.
The teddy bear. As soon as I saw it, like our dog Max is like obsessed with stuffed animals. So as soon as he saw that, he kept like climbing up on the counter and like trying to get it. So
okay, let's say hi to people in here. We have
look. I didn't scare anybody off.
We had Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Catherine Concepts was the first one in. Hi, Catherine. We have Pitbull Barbecue.
Yeah.
And rumor has it
he was ready to party. I had to bring it.
Rumor has it, Pitbull Barbecue will have a pit around, I believe he said March 6th.
March 6th.
So we're getting closer to him having a pit. Clock Family Adventures, our good buddy Mike. We had such a great time with Mike in New Orleans.
Loved our Mikey time.
And on the breakaway.
Mikey time.
We really did. He's I think he still likes us.
He's here.
Meg is always here. Yeah. As always. Love Meg.
She's making dinner right now. Hopefully I didn't ruin your dinner, Meg.
Moonlight is in the house.
Hi,
we
Josh.
have Luggage Will Travel. That's the better looking part of the Amanda and Josh.
You better like make up to her because you were.
I'm afraid of her. I watched how she is in charge.
She's not afraid of a 6'7" man. So she's not afraid of glistening muscles.
She needs a guy that big because she probably hurt a normal sized fella.
Right.
Eddie Lugo is here.
Eddie.
Yo. Brooklyn in the house. GB Fat Cat.
That is William from the Sloth Excursion.
Oh, okay. Hey.
So hi. We're so glad you're here.
Oh, that's awesome. And then we have, let's see, I said Moonlight. I said
William, hopefully I didn't scare you off with my singing, but I sing and dance often, and it's just
Josie J, welcome to the party.
Hi, Josie J. Good to see you again.
Tony G, 1975.
Hi,
always
Tony.
good to see you. Warm, strong Bill, our brother from another mother.
Which we got to get with you, Bill, about Alaska, because that's coming up and we want to see you. We want to make sure we get to see you.
Bama Nola Adventures.
Hi.
Will G is here. Hi, Will G. David Carr. Is that David Carr, the football player?
Yeah, maybe.
PSV Odyssey, the legend. He is driving and listening. Together we travel.
Hello.
I think I got
I
everybody.
think that's everybody.
Yeah, Jennifer from Barcation Nation.
Hey,
Hi, Jennifer.
girl.
And P&B's Wide World of Ports.
Yay!
Those guys
Patrick
are awesome.
and Becca. Oh
Destination
my God.
Fun is
Listen.
here. Okay, David Carr. We'll take the David Carr. Forget that football guy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, here
Wait,
we
I gotta
are.
say PB ports. Listen,
P&B's Wide World of
Becca.
Ports.
I wish I would have had more time to hang out with you on the cruise because I just really liked you a lot, and hopefully we run into each other on another cruise because you're pretty awesome.
Yeah, we need to get on our shirts. We wish we could have spent more time with you.
Hi, Lisa.
Because it is so hard in a situation like that.
Yeah,
we really enjoyed that cruise. We're going to do a final. We're going to do two vlogs. We're going to do a final thoughts on the vlogger extravaganza cruise itself, and then we're going to do a final thought, our first impression, first cruise ever on NCL.
Yes,
the NCL breakaway. So we're gonna cover both of those in separate vlogs here within the next week. We're gonna get those out
because inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about those tonight. But our people, man, it was almost to the point where it was difficult to actually get to spend time with everybody you want to spend time with. And every time you turn around, there was someone else there. And and you were going in two different directions, and hey, we're going to a show, hey, we're going over here or whatever, and we're trying to connect. And it took us 2 cruises to get with Mark DeSteffi from the Cruise World.
Yeah,
we couldn't even connect with them on the Celebration cruise, which was very similar.
Yeah,
the Celebration inaugural U.S. sailing kind of prepared us for the vlogger extravaganza.
It was a mini vlogger.
Yeah, because there's probably Sharon at Sea sent a list out with, I believe I counted.
Vacation Nation.
We said, oh yeah,
that's Andrew.
That's
right?
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yep. And we there's 59 channels on the vlogger extravaganza. And I'll bet you between the naming ceremony and the actual cruise on Celebration, there's probably 40. Yes. So it was a very similar type of situation. Now, with that said, one of the things that we've been really looking at is, we just got done with the calendar year 2022, and we looked back at it, and we were kind of tallying up how much money we spent. And we looked at how we started our channel. When we started our channel, our first cruise, we started our channel in July of 2021. Our first cruise was at the very end of August 2021. So we did 4 cruises between August and the end of 2021. That wasn't the plan. No. We had a cruise scheduled for January of 2022, and Carnival kept sending us these deals when cruising reopened, and we got on hook and ended up booking 3 more cruises between there because the deals are so good. Airfare, you couldn't argue with the airfare. Airfare was awesome.
Do you make that
cruise
face
rates
when you fish?
Were great. Hotel rates were great. And we thought, my goodness, man, this is incredible. The deals we were getting, it was just wonderful, guys. And the cruise ships were like 50-60% occupied.
Yes.
So there's no waiting for anything.
Those were the days.
And but it was great, but on one end it was kind of scary. In the sense that when you're on if you're in a big hotel or a big cruise ship, anywhere big, like a big amusement park, and it's only like half full, it makes you feel like you get these vibes like, man, is this place going to go out of business? Is this going to be end of this? Yeah. So we were at one point worried about cruising when we first started back into it. And we cruised and that period of time was when the Delta variant was going around for COVID, and it was killing people.
And at that time, like all of our vlogs were about, come back to cruising.
Cruising is safe.
It's and clean. Showing how it's clean, it's
COVID
safe.
Protocols,
like really trying to get people back to cruising.
So the price, it was very priced very well. So we kick off 2022, and that's when prices started going up. And the first cruise we did in 2022 was a back-to-back on the Vista, the Carnival Vista. It was still affordable.
Yep.
We actually added a second week because we had such a great deal on the second week. We went ahead and did a back-to-back. Then we did the Mardi Gras in February, and that is around the time prices started going up a little bit. Now we did get 2021 prices on our celebration celebrity cruise, which we did. We did that over Easter because we got a Black Friday deal. So that was a really affordable cruise. But the rest of them we did in 2022 weren't. We didn't get any great deals on any of the cruises we did the balance of 2022. 2022, we did 9 cruises. We did 4 cruises in 2021, as I said earlier, between August and the end of December. So coming into 2022, a few things changed, or 2023, pardon me, a few things shifted towards the end of the year. One thing that occurred was, as you guys all know, the airline industry, if it was a train, it came off the tracks. It literally just blew up right in front of our eyes. We watched the airline industry just tank. They choked. They just messed up after just a complete disaster. 2022 will have to be one of the worst years the airline industry has ever had on making flights on time and holding their schedule and everything else, because it was incredible. And then they jacked the prices up to like one of the all-time highs it hit in May of 2022. Now they claim airfare prices are coming back down, but they are still right now 22% higher now than they were in February of 2022. So
the reason that he's telling you all this, because it ties into the topic for the night.
Yes, about the topic: are we being priced out of cruising?
So there's a trend here that he's going over what our patterns are and how they're changing simply because of the prices of some of the travel expenses.
And we're going to get into the differences in prices. So I was giving you the background on where we were when we started cruising as vloggers and where we are now. So with the airline industry being unreliable, it changed the way we have to fly. Now, instead of flying in the night before, because typically what we would do is say we had a cruise that was leaving on a Saturday. I would work Friday. We'd catch a flight after work Friday evening, afternoon, late afternoon, fly in to the port city, get there around 10, 11 o'clock at night, sleep, get up in the morning, and go to the cruise port.
But guess what? We can't count on the airline getting us there the night after work. We can't rely on the reliability of the airline industry of getting us there that night. And if your flight gets bumped more than twice, you're eating into the next day, which means that you're going to be flying in either late night the night before, or even dangerously the possibility of having to fly in the day of your cruise, which we all know is like,
well, you definitely, if you're flying the night before, you're going to be flying the day of your cruise, if you're lucky. And now that's the other problem. The amount of flights we have, options to go to the port cities, it's reduced. We don't have, so we're paying more for airfare, as I mentioned. It's up 22% over this time last year. And they're saying it's down 6% from the all-time high. And then you're talking $60 on $1,000.
Right.
Really, $940 versus $1,000, right? Oh yeah, that's great savings. But the point is, not only did they raise the airline prices just through the roof, the services, the amount of flights have been reduced. So we don't have as many options flying in. So towards the end of 2022, when the airline industry really started going off the rails, we had to start flying in 2 days before. So that means 2 nights in a hotel before we get on a cruise ship.
And eating up vacation time.
That eats an extra vacation day, and it's another day of paying for food and, another day of vacation, basically.
Hey,
food and drinks.
Lauren lives life
in a new city. Now, we like spending time in the port city, so it's not all bad. But now we go into 2023. We have 7 cruises booked versus 9. And the truth in numbers really is, if you look at the cruises we booked in 2022, we did 9 cruises, but we did 3 that were 2 or 4 day. 1 was a 5-day, 1 was a 6-day.
Yeah.
All right. So if you look at it and compare it, it's almost like this year, it would have been like 8 cruises last year versus 7 cruises. So we basically reduced a week of cruise time, vacation time, to add extra days to be able to accommodate for the
Yeah.
extra day we need to fly out
Yeah.
early. Now, what we're going to try to do to save a day of vacation, we're going to start flying out after work again, but it'll be 2 days, before the cruise. So we'll get in at night. Worst case scenario, we'll fly in the next day. But now we're paying more for airfare. Hotels went up by 6% across the board in the last year. So hotels have gone up.
Yeah.
The price of food and everything, restaurants, everything has gone up
Yeah.
across the board, across the country. So, and cruising has gone up. Now we have this situation where we understand the cruise lines are trying to make up for the money lost, but
They
were
have
losing
to.
money. They were losing money before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so were the airlines.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic. It wasn't like traveling was like at an all-time high and everything was going great in the tourist industry before COVID-19. But it was obviously better than it was during COVID-19. Now we're exceeding everything now. The cruise demand is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
The cruise rates are near an all-time high.
They are.
And the CEO for Royal Caribbean came out and said that they're basically going to just keep raising prices as long as the customers are willing to pay the higher prices. And as a cruise fills up, what they were doing in the past to fill it up completely is, you got those empty rooms. At the end, you would get a better deal on a last minute deal. Now he's saying that's going away. They aren't doing that anymore. That you'll pay more to get in those last couple of rooms than you would if you booked it earlier. And onboard spending has gone up.
Yeah.
What we're dealing with here is pent up demand for travel.
Mm-hmm.
2023 is going to be a record breaking travel year. Even with inflation, they're predicting that travel will be up across the board. And everybody's taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Basic economics, supply and demand's high. They're gonna raise their prices.
So Paul Vine said, let's all move to a port city. Amen to that, brother. And then Meg just said it's all high enough. I'm thinking of taking 2024 off. So I'm curious with the people in the chat. We're telling you what our airline expenses have been. Are you, those that fly, what are your experiences? Are you finding any good cheap flights, or do you notice that increase in the cost of flying? Are you having to come in 2 days as well? Or are you still sticking to day before, or are you one of those fly by the seat of your pants?
Well, see, that's the issue, Laura.
Day of people. Happy Valentine's Day, adventures.
Most cruisers are driving to the port cities.
Yeah.
We're in a minority. Most cruisers are driving to port city, and you will discover that if you cruise enough and really pay attention when you get on a cruise ship and you start meeting guests and you find out where they're from. And you will discover quickly, like if you go out of Charleston, the people are within, most of the people on that ship are going to be within like a 4 or 6 hour drive radius of that port. Same thing when you're in Galveston. You are going to be sailing with a whole lot of Texans, man, because there's going to be a lot of Texans on that ship. So cruising is a great deal if you don't have to fly.
Amen.
When you start adding airfare to the equation, you really raise the prices.
So here's something that popped into my head earlier, and I'm wondering, because I know that we have a couple travel agents, Amanda and Julie specifically, and can't remember who else does travel agency stuff. But when you, like Carnival, for example, when you are like putting in your information, like your VIFP number, and then you put in your state of residence, okay, they want to know what state you're from because they could potentially give you a better deal on your cruise because, of where you live. Dana, don't tempt me, girlfriend. I'll be moving in next week.
Good night.
But anyway, my question is, why do they ask for your state of residence? Because they used to say that it was because you could potentially get a cruise deal based on, where you live when, because you have to fly there.
But they do. They do.
I've done it with and without, and I've never seen a difference in price.
We have gotten Michigan rate.
Have we?
Yes, we've gotten Michigan rate. If you're further away, sometimes they'll give you a better deal to entice you to go on the cruise.
You're gonna have to show me that next time, because I swear I've never seen that.
You got to put in.
Parkers.
You got to put in your resident, your state, and depending on what state you're in, you could get a different price.
So, hey, travel agents, reply in the thing. Have you noticed that? Do you notice that people truly get a discount on their cruising based on the state that they live in? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, you do, because you got to keep in mind, we did 9 cruises with Carnival, and we booked almost every single one of them ourselves. And
oh, that man, William, that is awesome. 3 hours from New Orleans and Mobile, and 8 hours from Galveston. We need to move.
see, we can't even do an 8-hour drive.
No.
Well, because we can't. I can't waste the day at the end, the day after the cruise. I got to get back and go to work the very next day, and doing any kind of long drive the day before just does not work for me.
Mike Clark says he gets deals. He thought it was because he lives in a state with a port, but I do get discounts all the time with Royal.
Well, you do.
That's good to know.
You do, because that's why they ask you for what state you're in, and you're going to get. You will, depending on what's going on. And I learned it from dealing with the Carnival customer service agents, talking to them on the phone.
Yeah, and Julie says it happens depending on timing, state line, etc.
Yeah,
that's good to know. I was curious. I've really, truly, I never noticed it.
We've actually had better prices because we're so far away in Michigan.
Oh, please, yes, let's make that happen. Please, yes.
We can't see. You got to.
It's Arc Adventures.
Click the screen. There you go.
We will so meet you guys in Michigan because we love Warren Dunes. Let's make that happen. Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah. So, anyways, getting back to, are we being priced out of cruising? With the CEO of Royal coming out and basically saying, "Hey, we're going to push it as far as we can. We're going to squeeze every dollar we can out of our guests." You have to look at it and start thinking, like Meg said, she's thinking about taking 2024 off for traveling.
Yeah,
it's not just cruising that is going up, but cruising is going up. And I have to tell you guys, now you guys that are vloggers, this is a good thing. We are watching cruising explode.
Yes,
it's blowing up. Cruising is taking off. To a level it's never been. And basically, I seen a survey where they asked people what kind of vacations they're planning on going on in 2023, and 22% of them said they're going on a cruise.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 1 out of 5 people on that survey were saying they're going on a cruise.
Yeah.
Which is, it's interesting, especially where we live in Michigan. Cruising isn't real popular on our friends and coworkers and family, because again, we don't live near a cruise port. So I think that does have an impact on, the desirability of cruising. So someone mentioned move to Florida. Well, that's our plan. Eventually we want to move to Florida, but we're also dealing with another issue. When I retire, I'm going to be making a lot less money. I'm going to get a pension, but I'm going to probably continue working in some capacity somewhere because I'm going to be young. And I want to take advantage and still generate enough income to travel. So, but our income will be so reduced, it's going to bite into our ability to do all this traveling.
That's why we need to live closer. We're going to move in Medina, and we're going to live close to a port, and then we'll take all of our cruises with Dina, and then it'll be cost effective. Hey, Patty.
But you,
hi, Patty. All right. So Meg said camping is real cheap. Listen, Meg, I'm with you on that. But the problem is like I can get down to like sleep on the ground, but I don't know if I can get back up in the morning. So that's the ish with that.
We actually were looking at one point last year. We were considering. We did a bunch of cruises in a row.
I know,
and we had a little bit of cruise burnout, which it's because we work so much between the cruises. We work constantly, right? So you get back after the cruise and you work like crazy. You go on the next one. But we did we did 4 cruises in 4 months at the end of 2022.
This is a great idea, Mike. I like it.
And I think we did 4 cruises in 4 months at the beginning of 2022 as well.
Yeah.
So after we did that much cruising, at one point last year in 2022, we were talking about, why don't we start looking at RVs? So we started looking at RVs, and we were looking at them really serious. I mean, we got to a point where we were almost going to start going to dealerships. That's how serious we were looking at them. And then we realized, no, we still would prefer to just cruise. And we were looking at Class C RVs, the ones that had the van front end and the box.
We have like a budget in our head, and I'm too fancy. I can't stick with I want the champagne and the Big Mac budget. Tony G, where at in Florida are you looking to move? And yes, no state tax. I lived in Florida for 3.5 years. I lived on the east coast of Florida, south of Jacksonville, north of Daytona, in Ormond Beach. And I loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved everything about it. The only thing that bugged me was fall. In the fall time, when there was no fall colors, like I wanted to come home. I wanted to go to the apple orchard and I wanted the fall. But other than that, oh, nice. Other than that, I definitely need. Oh, Becca's in here.
That's
Yes.
awesome. So, anyways,
Yes, we need to.
Tony, as far as where we live in Florida, we have looked all over. You know, ideally, you want to be close to water, but the closer you get to water, the higher the real estate is. So, we're probably looking, 15, 20 minutes inland.
Yeah.
We're leaning more towards. It makes more sense to be on the Atlantic side.
Yeah.
Because you have Port Canaveral, you have Fort Lauderdale, and you
Yeah.
have Miami.
And I have friends that live in Florida, like friends I've been friends with forever and ever that live like in the Tampa area. So I've been kind of eyeballing like Riverview, Florida, like 15, 20 minutes out off the water, like, and that seems to be in
It's kind of basically Central Florida is what we're going to probably be looking at. But really sailing out of Tampa isn't very attractive as it would be being closer to, Port Canaveral and, Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So I'm saying within 3-hour drive, that would be cool. Cause that wouldn't be anything that's, too harsh to do on a regular basis.
I tell you that we need to take a cruise together, Becca. Like we really, really need to. We need to make that happen. Okay.
All right, and Destination Fun is in the Tampa area. Tampa is awesome. And see,
yay! See more friends.
Even living in the Tampa area, everything's within driving distance because Florida is such a narrow state. You have it's
and
crazy.
I've hung out with my friends in that area. When I lived on the East Coast, I drove over that way, and so many great restaurants, great shopping. It was so much fun. Like I really, really, really want that so bad, so bad.
Yeah, so Arc Adventures, they have a place near Davenport, about 80 miles of Port Canaveral, 15 minutes from Epcot.
See,
so
drivable.
And and the real estate is more affordable. Like I said, the further you get away from the coast, and then I'm sure your insurance has got to be cheaper too.
Yeah, and then like Amanda and Josh and Brian and Julie and Mike Clark and his family and the Lugos and all of you guys, all of our friends could come hang out, stay a night with us, and then we can drive out to the cruise port in the morning, and that would be amazing. And we would be glad.
I don't think we'd be insured to have Eddie Lugo at our house.
Eddie Lugo is a gentleman, and you need to quit harassing him.
He is sneaky
you're
Lugo.
Get Alice.
Sneaky Lugo.
Alice, don't worry about it. I got him right there. Eddie Lugo is a gentleman.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to really be around Orlando, Eddie. That's good advice. Although there are some suburbs, some areas, some rural areas near Orlando that I've heard.
See, David gets it. He lives in the Columbus area, and yeah, it does kill you. Yeah, it costs as much as the cruise.
It's
almost.
not right. So just getting back to that, if the way it works, like all right, fuel prices go up, airfare goes through the roof, right? Fuel prices come down, airfare stays high, and it slowly starts to come down a little bit. But it never goes back to where it was at before the airfare went up because it's just price gouging. They take advantage of the consumer, and like I said, we have it's a crazy desire to travel as a society right now across the world. There's more demand to go to Asia, Europe right now than in years and years and years because people were locked up in their houses for the last couple of years.
And people are like wanting to go.
Yeah, they're wanting to travel, and we get it, and it's awesome.
Andrea and Andy have 4 bedrooms in Davenport, so see, half people could go stay there, and then half come with us. And you're right, Patty, we would need a compound.
Listen, all you got to do when you go with Andy is everybody has to have a walking wine.
You have your walking wine and you're good to go.
Yes, you get a walking wine and you're good.
So you got to tell them what the walking wine story is.
Yeah, Andy is like the sweetest dude you ever want to meet. If you guys met him, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And he's such a soft-spoken guy, and he told the waiter, he basically wanted another glass of wine, even though they were about done, because he wanted to take it with him. So he called it a walking wine. So he goes to him, yeah, can I get a walking wine? And the waiter's like, walking wine? We had no have that. and then he goes, oh, and then a few minutes later he goes, can I get another glass of wine? And he goes, certainly. Poured him a glass of wine. And he walked out of the restaurant with it. So
walking wine.
We started calling it the walking wine. So I can see who. There you go, Arc Adventures. So that's cool. There, what's funny is when she adds the text to the post to highlight it to the screen, a little block goes over the person who left the thing, so I can't see it. So yeah, it's right there. So anyways, again, getting back to that. So yes, the expense of traveling has gone up. So we looked at last year, and last year it was a lot of money. We spent a ton of money on cruises last year.
Zero regrets.
No, you can't really put a price on it, but it's good every once in a while to break out the scorecard and go, where are we at?
Yeah, but and you have to budget and plan ahead. So
and this year we're gonna essentially, I should be looking at cruise days. I should add up how many cruise days we had last year versus this year. I want to say we got about 10 fewer cruise days for 2023, but we're going to probably spend $5,000 to $8,000 more in 2023 than we did in 2022,
because we're staying in the port cities an extra day.
Like, all right, the breakaway we stayed in New Orleans for 2 days, and that was 2 days of run around New Orleans. And so whenever you do anything like that, man, you're going to spend a lot more money than you normally would have. We wouldn't trade that for anything. No. If I had more time, I would have done a whole week in New Orleans to hang out with Amanda, Josh, and
we didn't get
Brian,
to spend enough time with the cruise.
Everybody.
There's so many people we didn't get to hang out with that look at David said that we went fly big out Saturday on Celebration Sunday in Aft Corner Suite, going to enjoy. David,
oh wow, that's awesome.
That sounds amazing.
No, David, have you been on Celebration before?
Or is that your first time? Because you are going to love it, my friend. It is, oh my God, Aft Corner. How awesome is that?
That's a really good
one. All right, so I don't know if this is Andrea or Andy here, but they said, gotta say our favorite new port was St. Martin. Now we can't wait to go back there. Toppers, Rum Tour, and Maho Beach. We'll book again for sure. Yeah, we're actually going to St. Martin, and
we're going to go there a couple times this year.
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely hit you up for some recommendations.
Yeah, I don't think we have one. We don't have anything in Mexico the rest of the year.
Either are we, Mike. We're kind of lame, to be honest with you. We're not that exciting. So that's why we figured we were going to disappoint everybody in person. We probably did, but we're not that. We're not that wild.
We were cruising with my mom too, guys.
True. We'll blame it on the rain.
No, we're not blaming it on her. It's the truth.
Blame it on the rain.
So we
it's supposed to be blame it on the rain.
Yeah.
But I sang blame it on Lorraine. See what I did there?
We found a meme today where this guy was singing lyrics, like multiple songs, and replacing rain and other words with Lorraine. It was pretty funny. I had to send that. There's Jacob and Savannah. Hey guys. They're on a Havana balcony. It is crowded in the Havana area, or easy to get to. The Havana area is not crowded.
No.
It is. We have looked at the Havana area. We have been all over it, vlogging and out there, and we're not supposed to be in there. I went out there, of course. I go when they tell me you can't go there. Don't record in here. I have to do it. It's
Josh, I'm so proud of you that it's supposed to be Milli Vanilli, but Milla Villa.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. We'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But Jacob and Savannah, we have not yet done Havana. However, we have many, many friends that have, and we have talked to them about it because we actually booked it for December of this year, right? We're going on
November
of this year. We're going on the Horizon.
Yeah.
And we booked the Havana, and you never have an issue getting.
The Havana area is, and any of the ships we've been on is never busy.
No.
It's never really crowded.
Nope.
You have to have a Havana room in order to access that area. And it is good friends of ours, High Sea, Cindy and Paul.
Yes.
They love the Havana area. They booked it on multiple different ships. The only thing I heard about Celebration is you have to be careful what kind of room you get, because J&D from Paradj had a room where there was a dining room or something above them, and it was really loud. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember that.
And they weren't very happy with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're. But I've been all over that Havana area and all the ships looking out there, and it's never super
So
crowded.
Jacob and Savannah, when are you guys?
What ship?
What ship and what date are you guys going? I'm curious about that because if you're going before us, I'm going to hit you up for some advice on that.
Well, we also the cool thing about the Horizon cruise, that will knock out the Vista class for Carnival.
Knocked it out.
So we've done Panorama and we did the Vista and now
we're
this.
Which was funny because we actually booked the Horizon first.
Yeah.
And then
they had a propulsion
problem and that knocked it back.
It went to dry dock and then we
So
moved,
then after
Vista.
The Horizon, we need to do the Breeze and we'll have the Dream class knocked out.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny, guys.
And then Jubilee, when we go on Jubilee in the family reunion group cruise, Dose, if you're not on it, you should be. Ask yourself why. Celebration in October. Jacob and Savannah are going.
Okay, great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Havana area on the Celebration and the Mardi Gras is smaller than the Havana area on the Vista class. I still do not think that it will be crowded, but
no, it won't be.
It won't be as big of a pool or as spacious of an area from what we're hearing from our friends on that class. But that does not mean that you're not going to have an amazing time.
You won't have no trouble getting. I don't think they actually have a pool. They have a hot tub.
It's a hot tub, I think. Yeah, on the Vista class, they actually have a pool.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Yeah, they do.
But anyways, yeah, it's really cool. What they have on the Celebration on the XL class ships, they have the Loft 19 area, which is if you have an XL suite, you have access to that. And that's similar to the Havana area. There's a monstrous hot tub whirlpool up there. And there's just, you have servers up there running around taking your drink orders. And then you can rent the cabanas they have up there. It's pretty cool. We were given access to on the Mardi Gras because we're vloggers and they gave us the wristbands for the week, and we got to stroll up there for the whole week.
That was
pretty cool,
amazing. But listen, hey, so Together We Travel asks, is anyone doing a journey cruise to Greenland on the Carnival Legend? We had it booked. We were going, and then I was afraid that the internet was not going to be substantial enough for me to work while I was on the cruise ship. This is before all the Starlink talk.
Well, we had good luck with the internet on our first few cruises.
We did.
And we thought, great, we can do
this.
So we booked that one. And then we realized it being an older ship, the Legend.
And going to Greenland.
Yeah, going like way off the radar.
Probably not going to be good. And I have a very wonderfully understanding employer who allows me to travel and work and trusts me. And I'm so incredibly blessed. But 2 weeks of shaky internet would be really a catastrophe for me. So I respect my employer enough that I like.
But we had that book, and it was an expensive
cruise. But Together We Travel. I'm so excited for you because that is going to be an amazing cruise.
Together We Travel. They're on the Celebration in 38 days. That makes us really happy because we really like the Celebration, and we think that the little tweaks and changes they made.
Good to see you, friends.
Hey guys, the tweaks they made to the Celebration make it's a little better than the Mardi Gras. I mean, there's a few things, and we talked about it on our channel.
Yep. And I think they'll do the same with the Jubilee. I think it'll be one notch up.
And Lisa said, I wish they would open the Havana area after 8 again, like it was before COVID. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that. But yeah, that would be cool if they would do that. Now, the funny thing is, you get the Havana vibes even if you're not in there because you can go to Havana Bar and it's like being in Cuba, man. It's so cool with all the Latin music and everything and all the dancing. It's just really.
Can you hear that sound effect?
Oh, hey, it's Escape Adventures with Robin and Steve.
Yay, Robin and Steve. Another couple that we did not get to spend enough time with.
But it was awesome getting to meet them because we're fans of their channel. We've been watching their vlogs for the last year.
It's funny because you ever just watch it, all of you guys really, but you watch someone's channel and you're like, man, totally would hang out with them. That's what we always said about Robin and Steve.
Yeah,
Like,
they're a lot of fun.
Totally.
And they do a really nice job, but you can tell they're having a great time.
So hey,
the Jubilee should be the next vlogger cruise. You know what I think they're gonna do, GB, is they're talking about for the next vlogger cruise.
That would be
they're
awesome.
gonna do a Royal Caribbean ship, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And I will tell you guys, I think they'd be better off using Carnival myself, but you know, obviously we're not involved with any of the planning of that.
No, they don't consult us.
No, they don't.
We are just the followers. We are the followers. We are not the we are not the planners.
But if it was up to us, we would definitely do Carnival, and I'll tell you why. The Carnival entertainment staff, the cruise directors, the fun squad would actually be involved with the group activities. They would be supportive of it. We would be giving prime time to use different areas on a ship. We would be given, they'd roll out the red carpet to us.
I agree with that 100%, but Royal will also do a good job.
Royal
will do a better job than
Royal will do a better job than NCL, but they still, no one can touch Carnival when it comes to stuff like that.
Unless you get what was it, the two Sexy Pete and what was the two bartenders in the Irish?
They wouldn't be involved with that.
But if they were, though.
Eddie and Sexy Paul.
It was Sexy Paul and
Eddie with an eye.
Eddie with the eye. Eddie and Sexy Paul. I can't wait. They're going to be on Oasis when we go on there. I'm so excited. Again,
but Royal Caribbean they'll be, I don't want to kill what we're going to be sharing later this week, but basically we have sailed with Carnival, Royal, and Celebrity, and now NCL. And we can say without a doubt that Carnival, Royal, and Celebrity, all three of them place more of an emphasis and value on how much the cruise vlogging community brings to the cruise industry. They value what we are all doing. We are promoting cruising. We show how great their ships are, how much fun they are, how much fun the excursions is. We share all the great food, and we are great marketing for the cruise industry as a whole. And all three of those cruise lines, they treat you a little different than
so think about those. Think about those 4 cruise lines that you just said: Carnival, Celebrity, Royal, and Norwegian. If you put them in alphabetical order, would that be accurate in ranking of favor? Because I kind of think it might be.
What?
If you put Carnival, Celebrity, Royal, and Norwegian in alphabetical order, would that pretty much fall in line with favorites? Because it'd be pretty. I kind of would.
Yeah, probably. I have to say, I always say it. I say it all the time. That Carnival is my favorite cruise line, and the more cruise lines I try, the more it reaffirms.
But every time I'm on Celebrity or Royal, I love it.
Well, we've been on Celebrity once. We're going to go on Celebrity again
just as much
at the end of September, and I'll tell you what.
Jacob and Savannah, I have not been on Princess yet, but that is definitely something that we're going to do.
Okay, I will tell you this, Jacob and Savannah, we would not have went on the NCL cruise line yet if it wasn't for the Vlogger Extravaganza cruise. We wanted to go on that group cruise, so that's why we booked it. There's other cruise lines that were on our radar, on our priority list above them. One was Princess, the other one is Virgin Voyages. We want to do both of those. The other one we're learning more about is Holland America. We want to do them. And
I will tell you, if Virgin Voyages gets a drink package, I'm there. I'm scared about how much it's going to cost. Like, I'll worry. That's why I get the drink package. I probably spend more. I know I spend more getting the drink package than I do actually drinking the drinks, but it gives me peace of mind knowing I don't have to worry about what I'm spending. And it's not, you're shaking the camera. I know. Sorry. I just like, it'll like, I'll be like logging in, looking at, well, where's our account balance at? Like, I'm just weird like that.
Yeah,
I think that it does give me peace of mind not to have to worry about what we're spending on adult beverages. But you're right about that, Cruise Nuts, the unlimited drink package. That was very nice. I just wish that
they do that on Royal and they do that on Celebrity too. The only one that doesn't do unlimited is Carnival, and they can't do unlimited because there's too many idiots.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to give NCL another chance, but I want to do it on a different ship because we were Lorraine had blame it on Lorraine had a solo cabin, and it was so hard to find her in the solo cabin area. We got lost like I don't know, at
Hey,
least 3 or 4
Stacy.
times. Hi, Stacy. At least 3 or 4 times I got lost, and I was like going around the corner going, dang it, I already passed this room and I could not figure it out. It was like so confusing.
The problem with the solo cabins on a breakaway was there's no clear signage.
Yes, I do want to try
that points out where the doors are. So when you look down this hallway, you look all the way down this hallway, there's no doors all the way down. And the door for the studio cabin's kind of recessed in to the wall. So when you look down there, you don't see the door. So you don't see it till you get right up on it. And there's no signs hanging from the ceiling saying the door's over here, or sign on the wall saying the door's over there. You just pass this door and there's a sign that says studio cabins.
Tell Dave we said hi. Hi, Dave. We love Dave. Dave is awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome. Now, as far as the drink package thing, as Mike was saying, Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are the same way. It's unlimited. So it's a similar feel. My only complaint about NCL was it was hard to get a drink compared to other cruise lines.
Yes.
And that's not the cruise fault. It's because NCL got rid of a bunch of people right before Christmas. If you remember, they laid off a bunch of people and cut positions before Christmas.
I truly believe had that ship been fully staffed the way that it was supposed to be, I truly feel like it would have been everybody would have been they would have won over. And everybody.
One other thing too, in order to cut bar service, they had pre-mixed drinks. Yeah. Like they had pre-mixed martinis in one bottle.
Yeah.
They had the Long Island iced tea in 2 bottles instead of 4 bottles of liquor. They were pre-mixing cocktails and making you stick with just the menu at a lot of the bars.
Yes,
and that's one of the things that Beach Please covered.
Yes.
And they're live this week. And we were at home going like that meme with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's holding that beer and he's pointing at the TV. That was me. I'm going, that's what they're doing.
Which, by the way, you're drinking Diet Coke?
Yes.
No rum in that?
No.
All right. I am drinking a strawberry vodka and cranberry because it just sounded yummy, and it is yummy.
What's Will G's question? It says it starts the first day from all ports. The drink package?
The drink package?
Yes. It depends on
the state
Texas and New York. It doesn't. So they claim that it's their liquor law that prevents them from doing drink packages the first day out of those 2. But you know what? We have sailed out of Galveston. I think we sailed out of Galveston 3 times last year, and we sailed New York 1 time. So out of our 9 cruises last year, we were on 4 cruises that the drink package didn't kick into day 2. Yeah. And you don't pay for the drink package of the day 2.
Right.
So if you just pace yourself on the first day, you're all right. You just can't. Or just what we did, we wanted to see how much it really saved us. So we drank on one of the cruises like we would if we had a drink package, and I think we spent $180.
We did. So
on one day.
I don't know if this is this is Andrew or Andy, but we don't think we've ever. Oh, this is Andy. I don't think we've ever hit the 15 on Carnival. Not an issue for us. Our last Carnival, Andrew wasn't feeling the best. We struggled to hit the 6 or 7 to break even. So listen, I have never hit 15 on Carnival, but Eddie has exceeded his 15 and dipped into my 10. And so Eddie,
and your 15.
You beat the drink package multiple times. I have never done it. I have never done it. But on Royal Caribbean, in a 24-hour period, we drank like Bloody Marys and mimosas. Like we were like trying to see what we could do in a day. Like we were really like
my 50th birthday.
Yes.
Back in 2019, we partied all day long,
hard,
and we like.
We fought for our right to party.
I think Laura hit like 16.
I hit 16, and you hit 24.
Yeah, I was up there. But yeah, that was.
And we were like going back to our room at the end of the night, like rock the boat, don't rock the boat.
Except for in the morning, we were stopped in Haiti and we didn't even get out the ship. I sat there and said, laid in bed till like 10 o'clock, 11 almost. So I'm like, But that was right before the pandemic. But anyways, as far as the drink package goes, if you pace yourself on day 1, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just try to stay around 6 drinks and you'll spend the same as you would have 6, 7 drinks. Or if you drink beer, man, that's your best bet if you're a beer drinker. The drink package, you're going to beat it all the time if you're a beer drinker.
I do remember this. We went back to our cabin, and that was the day that I had 16 adult beverages.
That's what Robin Steve said. See, that's a problem, Steve. I don't just do beer, but beer is like the meat of my drinking of the day.
I was telling the story, honey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so to my story. So 16 adult beverages, and we went back to our room, bumping into the walls, like walking back to our room. We were fine. But I do remember that I was taking a shower and like the water was like running in my face. And for whatever reason, I thought the water was funny. So I was like, ha ha ha, the water is funny. I remember that.
Yeah, I like I used to, when we first started cruising, I would just do strictly pretty much beer. But now, I'm doing all kinds of different things, different cocktails. We were doing those blackberry bourbon smashes.
Oh,
bourbon smashes.
Those blackberry. Did you have the blackberry bourbon smash? Put it in the chat. Tell me if you had that, because yum to the tum. That was delicious. I loved those. So good. That was my favorite drink on the ship.
But like I said, I get here. There's
but again, Andy, it was
understandable, Eddie. Well,
those were pre-made too. It was on tap.
Yeah. I think most things on NTL from the bar was pre-made.
I don't know. Is this Robin or is this Steve? Which one?
I think it's Steve.
Is it Steve? I think it's Robin. Because the bourbon smash did rock.
It was really good. Like I said, again,
it's both.
my only complaint about, like I said, the NCL, the bar service, was they purposely, understaffed the bar and cut corners, like with the premixed drinks and stuff like that. And that's all fine and good. But like I said, it was a different experience. But we'll get more into that. We're going to do a vlog about that here in the next few days.
So Steve liked it. Robin didn't. I thought it was, I thought it was absolutely delicious.
Well, I will tell you this: it being untapped, some of them were stronger than others.
Yeah.
Like you would get one that was like really strong.
Yeah.
You could really taste the bourbon. The next one you get one, you didn't taste as much bourbon. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of inconsistent because it's coming out of some kind of vat of some sort on tap. So who knows? But that's really hard to make it consistent like that, But again, now you're looking at, over the last year in 2022, all the major cruise lines increased gratuities at least 2 times, increased Wi-Fi prices at least 2 times, and they increased their drink package at least 2 times. At least 2 times. Yeah.
Who is also a vodka gal?
She does vodka martinis.
I'm also a vodka gal. I love.
And so we saw that happening. Now cruise fares have gone up as well. So we're gonna reach a breaking point where maybe cruising isn't the super affordable vacation it always was, or maybe vacations themselves stop being as affordable as they were. Who knows? Hopefully we see something balance out here, but it's not going to happen in 2023. We're not going to see a reduction in prices of anything in 2023. Every source I have referred to, I get dizzy when you hit that table.
Sorry. Traveler Bust, when you were on the Breakaway, the whiskey bar was the best atrium bar. I watched all your vlogs on the Breakaway before we went on this cruise, and I thank you so much because it really helped me to know, my way around the ship. So I loved your Breakaway series that you guys did. I watched it really like right before we went on the cruise. So great job. And I got to tell Eddie Lugo, I watched your day one vlog today, and it was so good. If you have not seen Eddie Lugo's day one of the vlogger series vlog that he put out today, go watch it. It is so good. And if you are not subscribed to Eddie Lugo Studios, you need to ask yourself why not, because that man puts out some quality. And Alice is the nicest person on this earth. When we got off the ship and we left, blame it on the rain on the ship, Alice and Eddie like hung out with her and, spent time with her. And it really meant a lot to us. So we thank you guys for your friendship and for the excellent quality that you gave us today. I really, really enjoyed your vlog. It was a great job. I hope you all watch it because it was amazing. Cruise Nuts, tequila is my love.
She said, Eddie said, thanks for the shout out, my dear.
Oh, listen, love you so much, Eddie Lugo, but it is
Mike
so
said,
deserved.
yes, the Eddie Lugo vlog was awesome.
It was awesome. Go watch it. If you were on the vlogger cruise, watch it. If you were not on the vlogger cruise, it gives you a real feel of what it was like that first day when we all met up.
And I'm going to tell you, that was a hard cruise to vlog, guys.
It was.
That was a very difficult cruise to vlog.
Yeah.
It was full of distractions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, flat out good distractions.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we could have been on any cruise ship and we would have had a great time because we were on that ship surrounded by friends, new friends, people we admire, look up to, people that like us and watch our stuff and knew who we were.
And people that were like,
yes,
fanboy and girl of, you know.
We were like, wow, we were meeting so many people.
It was so fun.
And on top of it, we were meeting all kinds of people on the ship that didn't know what was going on. And they were like, what's going on? Why is all these people recording? And it was crazy. And it was just such a great experience being around all those people.
Hey, Steve learns to 3D print. Nice to see you, buddy.
We were not running around vlogging like we normally do. I should say I wasn't. I was not doing my normal routine. And in fact, I was living in the moment, man, enjoying it. So I looked through our content and I had to decide how I'm going to break it down, how I'm going to do it. So I have not delved into it yet, but I definitely am going to separate our time in New Orleans from the cruise. But it's kind of funny because we didn't do our normal cruise day in that cruise.
Yeah.
We got up early in the morning, met down in the hotel lobby, and then went over to the Ruby Slipper at like 7 o'clock in the morning, ate breakfast.
Listen,
I
dream
to the
about
hotel
that breakfast.
in the rain.
That was so good.
Pouring rain out.
Yeah.
We had to take Ubers back to hotel.
Good night, Will G.
Went to the cruise port. And normally Laura and I get up on the day of the cruise and we'll grab something to eat real quick in the hotel. I'm back in the room. You know, I get the camera all set up and we do hey, it's cruise day. And we do all that stuff. We didn't do that on this. We didn't have time for that. Because
I loved the Alice's little vlog part too. I love that. Alice, you need to vlog more. You're amazing and people love you, and it will just add. It just adds to the love of Lugo.
Definitely.
The love of Lugo.
Guys,
Lugo love.
My theory is if you're a husband and wife team, the more stuff you can do together, the better for your channel, because our content, we do better when it's both of us together. And it's because this is, you know, I'm on most of the vlogs without Laura, you know, but this is a 50-50 operation. It's based on our mutual obsession and love of cruising.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all about it. We love it. We love everything about cruising. We love vlogging. We love our channel. We love meeting all the people we made friends with.
Oh yeah,
it's just been
we've talked over and over again with each one of you guys about how much we enjoyed the cruise, and we wish we would have had more time for you. Well, there are two opportunities that are coming up here in the next few months that you guys could sail with us, have luggage will travel, how we cruise, you know, a bunch of people that, you know, have, you know, gone on some cruises with us. The first one is on May 20th. I don't know if this cruise is truly sold out. Amanda, let me know if it is truly sold out, but we're doing the family reunion group cruise on May 20th on the Celebration. I think that one might be sold out.
I think that is sold out.
I think it is on the Celebration. But in June, is it June
23rd?
June 23rd. Howie Cruise has a group cruise on Oasis of the Seas, which if you have never sailed on Royal Caribbean, OMG, that ship is amazing. Oasis of the Seas is amazing. A great itinerary, great friends, lots of kids, lots of family. So contact Julie or Brian at Howie Cruise if you're interested in that one, because we will be there and we would love to sail with you and hang out.
And you know, our next cruise actually before the Celebration is going to be the Carnival Spirit to Alaska, May 2nd. So we're going to Alaska May 2nd. We're going to get back on May 9th, and then we're going to fly to Miami after flying to Seattle back and forth. We're going to Miami for the Celebration, and I think we're flying out on May 18th. So we're gonna be home for like 9 days, 8 days, and we're returning around 5. And we're gonna do an 8-day. It's an ABC Island cruise. That's that
Stacy,
one.
is Dave listening right now? Can he hear me?
I don't think Dave isn't here right now.
Oh no, is Dave here,
Hey,
Stacy?
Dave
Can
isn't
Dave
here
hear
now.
me,
Do
Stacy?
you guys know Cheech and Chong? Dave isn't here now.
Because I would like
Okay.
to talk to Dave if he is listening. He's not home.
And then she mentioned
Make him watch the end of this, Stacy. Dave, we love you. We want to cruise with you guys again. You don't have to get off on the ports. You don't have to go out in the hot. The ship is air conditioned. They're fantastic. We'll have so much fun. Join us, Dave. We want to hang out with you and Stacy.
Oasis, if you stay in the promenade, you won't even know you're on a cruise ship. It's air conditioned and you feel like you're at a mall somewhere. It's absolutely huge. Okay, so after the Oasis, just so you guys know, if any of you guys are looking for a cruise to go on and want to cruise with us, we're going to go on Celebrity Equinox September 30th. That is an 8-day Virgin Islands cruise out of Fort Lauderdale on Celebrity Equinox, which
I'm so excited about that.
It's way more affordable than their Apex class ships, guys. It's still when Celebrity refurbishes a cruise ship, it looks like it's brand new top to bottom. We were on Millennium, which was built in 2000, and we were on it last year, and it looked like a brand new ship.
It was beautiful.
Now, Equinox is one class above that, one class size bigger, and we're going to go on that September 30th.
It's pricey, but
it's really, it's not that bad. If you get an interior, it's about what a balcony would cost, like on Carnival. It's not that bad. And then we got a really good deal on Carnival Horizon, which will be over Thanksgiving, November 19th. This is going to be a 6-day Western Caribbean cruise. So I did lie. I think we are going to Cozumel.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite itinerary. I love Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Honduras.
We're doing Jamaica, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel. So it's a cool itinerary. That's why we booked it. It's only a 6-day, but that is literally over Thanksgiving. We did Thanksgiving last year and had a blast. Cruise over Thanksgiving, didn't have to make no turkey.
And then we got a heck of a deal on the Carnival Magic in December.
Yeah, there's a great 8-day. It's another Virgin Island 8-day itinerary on the Magic out of Miami. And the Carnival Magic is
Tony G is going on the Equinox in May.
Oh, yeah. That's cool, man.
I'm so excited for you.
We're really looking
Is that your first celebrity cruise? I think we talked about this before, but I can't remember.
I think Tony's been on Celebrity. He's a royal guy, too.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
And then we're doing Icon of the Seas. So the Icon of the Seas, I think that might be sold out.
I don't know what that is.
I think that is sold out. I think the only thing left are like $75,000 townhouses. But what's going to happen, guys, if you didn't book that, but you want to go on it, just be patient. Because everybody... When a cruise line announces a new ship, people book right away and then later worry about how they're going to pay for it. And when they can't pay for it or they forgot it, something else is going to happen at that same time, like a family function, a wedding, whatever, they got to cancel. So you will be able to get on that cruise ship if you're patient and you get a travel agent working for you, watching it for openings. They can get you in. They'll be able to get you in.
And we know two really great travel agents. You got Julie from Howie Cruise and Amanda from Have Luggage Will Travel. And both of them are the kind of travel agents that would absolutely do it. But listen, Andrea and Andy, you are going on the Horizon on November 13th.
Right before us.
Dude, switch it back 1 week. 1 week. And we can hang out all week.
Move it forward a week.
Yeah, move it forward. We know they're...
You said the 13th. We're November 19th.
Yeah, so they would have to move it back a week because they're
November 13th.
Yeah, and we're the 19th.
They'd have to move it forward.
They're the 13th.
We're the 19th.
So they would have to move it back.
Back to what? The 6th?
To the 19th.
Yeah, but they're before us.
All right, I'm going to quit drinking now.
Yeah, anyways, we're doing math. Math for drinkers.
Hi, Travel Life.
Okay, so anyways, yeah.
Oh, Vista.
Vista sucks. Go on Horizon. Yeah, we did back that kind of
like
They're the same damn
Now,
shit.
Josh doesn't like the Vista. He'll talk you out of that.
You don't listen to Josh. It's because he's rubbing his head on the chandeliers or something. But Andy's my height. He'll be all right. Okay, now, guys, this is a cool one we got in 2024. We are doing a back-to-back on the Carnival Panorama, and this is a very affordable cruise, guys. If you've not done Western Caribbean, you need to go there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're doing a 6-day, 7-day back-to-back on the panorama. And man,
I'm
we
excited about
did
that.
the panorama in October of 21,
That
and
was,
we loved it. We did a 7-day, but for us
hey, tripping with Dre and Michelle.
flying out west like that for us,
Mhm.
it makes better sense for us just knock out and do a back-to-back. So we're doing a back-to-back panorama.
Yep.
And then we're doing the Jubilee, as she mentioned earlier, Family Reunion Group Cruise number 2 in July of 2024 with Amanda and Josh. Have Luggage Will Travel, Carnival Jubilee. You got plenty of time to book that. There's all kinds of openings. That's going to be a killer cruise.
So
it's going to be awesome.
We're gonna give you a little hint, but we are talking about possibly doing a Huddle Bunch group cruise.
Yeah, we're talking about.
We're looking at some things.
We're
just going to leave it there.
We're in the early
development. 2025.
We're looking at doing something in January of 2025.
Looking at it.
And we will have a travel agent handling everything, but it would be a group cruise ran by us. So we're looking at doing that. Like I said, we're going to do it 2025. And we're going
to fill that ship because I know so many people that they don't know it yet, but they're going on that cruise.
And we are actually looking at, right now, we are looking at a Royal Caribbean ship. And but we'll give you more details when we find out if
when we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, we have to make sure everything's possible.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm going to be twisting some arms because I'm going to get you guys to go with us. It's going to be a blast. So with that, that's why I went through 2024. But guys, the whole thing though with the being priced out of cruising, I'm not trying to be, the sky's falling. The good news is we shouldn't see any more increases in prices in 2023, but we're not going to see anything drop off either. So airfare could come down a little bit, I guess, if fuel prices came down, but I doubt we'll see that happen.
But it's like you ever notice that like the cost of things would go up because of
rising gas
prices and shortage of this or that, but when the shortage of this or that's over, the price actually never goes back to normal. I'm afraid that's probably what's going to happen here too. But having said that, even if the prices stay the same, and even if the cost of flying everywhere stays the same, we love cruising, and it's not going to stop us.
We're going to make it work.
It might slow us down a tad. Might cost us one cruise a year, or just because of vacation time.
It already has. It has because I have to add extra day in.
The extra day in for to get there in time for the cruise is costing us a cruise essentially a year.
So and you got that. So like for instance, our airfare, right? Airfare. We have airfare we have to purchase for 3 cruises coming up.
Yeah.
So we got 4 of us going to Alaska. So we got that going on. Then we got the Family Reunion Group Cruise. My mom joined that one while she was on the Breakaway.
Yeah.
She booked that after meeting Josh and Amanda. She loved Josh and Amanda so much.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be her last cruise ever on the Breakaway. And she went ahead and booked to cruise with them.
And she's really excited about hanging out with Brian and Julie and meeting all the kids.
Yeah.
And
that's 3 really that's 3 tickets.
Yeah.
Then we go with Brian and Julie, who we just mentioned, and we have 6 of us going.
Yeah.
So in that one, it's going to be Laura, myself, Taylor, and Kyle, our son-in-law, Carson, and Peyton.
Amen to that. Cruising is essential by any means necessary. Amen to that.
And that's exactly how we approach it.
Yes.
For sure. But we're just, before you guys got in here, tripping with Dre and Michelle, we were just talking about how much more expensive it is right now than it was when we started cruising.
Where do you guys live, Dre and Michelle? What state do you guys live in? Do you have to fly to your cruises, or are you able to drive to a port that's local? I know Mama Huddle's name is Lorraine, and that's why I keep singing "Blame It on Lorraine," just because.
Yeah,
I like singing.
Everyone that's tuned in here just thinks she has Tourette's syndrome.
They're still here. They're still here.
They're like, I think Laura has Tourette's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's so crazy. She's absolutely crazy. It could be the alcohol. But
I kind of drink. I drink. There's like this much strawberry vodka and that much cranberry. So I drink all the cranberry. This is what's left, folks, right here.
Yeah, I found a meme. Found a meme today that applies to Laura, and it shows this lady showing
Tripping
how.
with Dre and Michelle. We're at in Michigan.
Don't hit the table, bro.
I hit the table. They're from Michigan. Where? In Michigan, because we're from Michigan. We're from.
You just tell them we're south of Detroit.
No, they know what this is.
We're
right here.
25 miles south of Detroit.
Mike, I am not woofing it. You're so funny.
She's crazy. Oh, but yeah, I seen this meme today where this lady goes, "Okay, so
oh, we're bumping into their Valentine's Day dinner, and we'll get out of here, guys. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your Valentine's."
Listen, so this meme, this lady goes, she goes, so the drink, you start with 3 ounces of bourbon. She has a glass the size of Laura's, and she pours that sucker all the way up to about an inch from the top. She pours like 8 ounces of bourbon in it, and then they show. I don't know if you guys watch Trailer Park Boys, but they transition over to Mr. Leahy walking out of his trailer and stumbling down the steps with that drink. And then I'm like, that's how Laura mixes her drinks before the
it's
live
still cooking. All right, well, hang out. We're almost done.
Who's that?
So Benton Harbor is where Tripping with Dre and Michelle live.
Okay, all right.
Where is that?
On
the hand. And when you live in Michigan, this is the state of Michigan for all you non-Michigan people. And, this is, and then you got the Upper Peninsula here.
They can't show you their hand.
But I know you can't show your hand. But this is where we live, right here.
You know what I do? What I tell people is,
and I'm going to show you
we
where
live
Benton
south
Harbor
of
is.
Detroit. I don't have to use hand signals.
This is more meaningful. Southwest. Oh, so you're over here.
Yeah.
Like here.
Look
at it on the map.
Yeah, they're probably closer to Chicago than they are Detroit.
They probably are, yeah.
But
I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're over there by like the Cruise World and.
No, the Cruise World ain't over there.
They're not over there?
No.
Where are they at?
The Cruise World's close to us. They're about an hour, 45 minutes away from us.
It's Josh and Michelle that live over there on the west side.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we've met multiple Michiganders.
Yeah, and the Travel Life is also from Jeff. He's from Michigan.
Jeff from Travel Life.
And then Bill from Clock Adventure. Or Bill from
Clock Adventures.
Swarm
Oh,
Strong
my
Adventures.
goodness.
Clock Adventures, Swarm Strong. He lives like 10 minutes from us.
Yeah, he lives one city away, well, two cities away from us.
Yeah.
So he lives real close
by.
by.
Neighbors.
Which is really cool. But
Mike, it looks like a hand. It is a hand.
Yeah, see that? 90 miles from Chicago.
See, in Louisiana, they look like.
Hey, what's that line in Blues Brothers? How far were they from Chicago? They had half a pack of cigarettes, sunglasses.
Oh, they live close to JJ Cruise. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, JJ Cruise, are they in Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana. South Bend, Indiana.
They're in Indiana. Okay. Yeah, we met them on the cruise ship, which is cool. That's one of the
super
channels.
Nice.
Yeah. Super tall.
Yeah, they are tall.
Those dudes are tall.
Yeah.
Those cats are tall. I'm like going, you're much taller in real life than you're on YouTube. They laughed.
Yeah, they were pretty tall.
Yeah, they were really super nice guys. And man, we watched their channel.
I
think we started watching them. They had maybe 7,000 subscribers.
In Maryland, we stayed down the road a piece.
There you go. Well, Mike's he must be from like South Maryland. He's almost got like a Southern vibe about him, man.
So next week on your live, Josh and Amanda, which their live is on Mondays at 7:25 usually Eastern time. I don't know what what is that in Central, like 6:25? I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys do the math. But I'll tell you this. I want to see the boot, and I want you to point out on the boot where y'all live. Oh, Maryland. Stacy's from Maryland originally. That's cool. Oh, Southern Maryland. Okay.
Well, you have someone living in Italy?
Josh said, or I don't know if it was Josh or Amanda, but they said they used the boot. It's Josh. He said we look at a boot to explain where we live.
He lives in Louisiana, Italy.
What do you
lose a little? But yeah, guys, that is so it's gonna be crazy. You know, that airfare, like I was saying, we got a lot of.
We're gonna make it work.
A lot of airfare, and it just stings, man, when you gotta pay all that money.
Yeah.
And I will tell you one thing: we experimented with trying to do the cheapest flight and layovers and Frontier and Spirit, and we tried it all. And at the end of the day, man, I'm willing to pay more money for direct flight. I hate that the layovers. The layovers are crazy.
They are.
We did a really nutty one on the way back from New Orleans where we had 50 minutes roughly from the time the plane landed until the next plane took off. And
so Eddie had a backpack on, his carry-on, my carry-on, his mom's carry-on, and he's like,
the backpack was my carry-on.
Yeah,
so I had two
like
carry-ons.
we were hoofing it to the other gate because it was way on the other side. It was far. And then I had Lorraine in the wheelchair, and I'm going uphill. You know,
by the time we got there,
pushing there.
We were 7 minutes away from boarding when we got.
Listen, I was all proud of myself. I was feeling good about that.
There's actually no thought giving to the distance. When you have that, they don't care how far you have to go from one gate to the next. They really don't care. So,
but yeah, to your original conversation, everything is more expensive now. It is. We are on the celebration March 19th, but the return flight is $353 per person, the highest we've ever paid. Listen, I got to tell you, Dre Michelle,
that's a good deal.
That is a good deal. We are paying we looked at the celebration in May, and that's like, how much is it per person?
It's gonna be around $600.
$600 round trip per person.
There's
3 of us.
Listen, we did the celebration naming ceremony cruise, the U.S. inaugural cruise, $2,053 for 2 round trip tickets from Detroit to Miami for that cruise because it was over Thanksgiving. $2,053. Now she had won $1,500 towards a Miami vacation at work in a contest.
Yeah.
So we paid $553 because that $1,500, countered that. But we came home for 6 days, flew back to Miami when my vacation renewed, and that was $1,000. So it's $500 a person, just because 2 weeks later you're out of Thanksgiving, which is a real high volume travel time.
Like, listen, we drive, we don't have enough vacation time that will like totally kill our time, so we can't do it. But I'll tell you this, I'm looking for it right here.
Florida is a 20-hour drive for us, guys. 20 hours. That's 20 hours of straight driving. That doesn't take into effect stopping, eating, anything like that. And if you look at the actuary tables, that's not very smart. Driving that long, that far, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
It is.
And especially if you try to push through and don't get rest. So, halfway down, if you stop, you get a hotel. If you're driving one day, you're staying a night, you're driving the next day. I don't know if you try to time it so you get on that cruise ship after you've been driving for 8,
William
10
said,
straight
have
hours.
you ever considered taking an Amtrak train? Take an Amtrak train.
Did you hear about the Amtrak train that got rerouted because one of them went off the rails?
He doesn't even hear my singing
and it
anymore.
Went 20 hours out of its way. That just happened recently.
Yeah, I heard about that.
On an Amtrak train. No, I haven't looked at doing Amtrak.
No, because again, it would take too much time. We want to use our vacation days.
It's my vacation. She has unlimited PTO.
Yeah.
But I start the year off with 5 vacation weeks. 5 weeks, 4 vacation weeks, 1 week of personal time, which is like my sick time, right? If I work a holiday, I get to convert that into a future personal day off. So I work every single holiday except for Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Any other holiday that I don't work is because it happens to fall during a cruise, and I will be using that time off for the cruise. Otherwise, I work all the holidays, and we get a lot of paid holidays where I work. So I'm able to build up another 3 weeks of vacation time.
Oh, cruise nuts.
What do you say?
You just crack me up. I'm not woofing it. This is like probably all vodka right here. So no. But I'll tell you this. God, drive to Miami, get on a cruise, exhausted, then get off your cruise and have to drive.
We done it. We did the flying in the day of. My first 2 cruises, we flew in the morning of both times. And there's a picture of us on our very first cruise where we're sitting on the steps waiting for the stateroom hallway door to be open so we could access our room. And we both have huge bags in our eyes because we got up at 2:00 in the morning to make a 4 or 5 o'clock flight. And it was just run the whole way. We booked transportation with the. That is the only good thing, really. If you fly in the day of, you can get the transportation from the cruise line rolled in. So as soon as you get off, you get on one of those giant buses, and they take you right to the cruise port, which is great. And if something happens, they're going to wait for you because it's like an excursion getting there. But You go through one airport, get up super early, go through one airport, get at the next airport, go through the airport, get all your baggage, get off, get on a bus, get off the bus, take your luggage to the porters, get on, go through the terminal. And remember what it was like? Used to be in the terminal for 3 hours, walking around, standing around, waiting to get on a cruise ship. Man, that was terrible. Now, NCL Breakaway, I'm calling them the throwback cruise line, because not only did they do the in-person muster drill, they also have the 3-hour wait in the cruise terminal, which no one else does anymore. It's like, yeah, actually, I think it was like 2.5-hour wait. Our longest wait to get on a cruise ship prior to the breakaway was literally 20 minutes of standing before we got on Oasis of the Seas. So I don't know what they're doing.
Man, I would too. I would too, Steve. Absolutely. He said that's why we cruise from Galveston and go to the same 5 ports in every cruise in various combinations, just a 4-hour drive.
That's the plan. Yeah. Eventually, we're going to move to Florida and then be within driving distance of everywhere. If I'll drive, 6, 7, 8 hours, I don't care.
So I'm tripping with Dre and Michelle. Unlimited PTO sounds amazing, right? But what it really means is that you are working 24/7, 365. That's basically what it means. It's like as long as you cover your desk, you can not be in the 4 walls. But
here's the thing about her job. She doesn't get any time off because she gets calls. She can be anywhere, and they don't care if she's on vacation, on bereavement. She could be at her mom's, family member's funeral.
I could be at a funeral, and they'll be like,
"It's just a good."
I'll be like, "I'm at a funeral. Well, can you step outside for a second?"
Sorry for your loss. I got a problem here, and I need you to take care of it. That's what she gets. She gets calls like that.
Yeah.
And she is a travel nurse recruiter. She's not only the recruiter; she is their HR person. So when a hospital has a problem with that employee, and they want that person disciplined or fired or whatever, they call her. They don't tell them. She tells them. So she has to call them up and say, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be at work 4 hours ago."
Mama's Adventures.
And it's nonstop, just crazy. So, and she's a top producer where she works. And while we were cruising, she was working remote on the cruise ship. She works from remote.
I hide it well.
She works remote.
You won't know I'm working, but I'll be on my phone going.
No, she used to in the beginning. You had your laptop out in the middle of the Lido, the marketplace on Carnival on day one. On vacation day, I'm eating a guy's burger, and she's logged in on her laptop working. And they were so impressed that she is able to be productive while on vacation that they came up with this thing, and they offered it to everybody in the company. Unlimited PTO as long as your production numbers are up. So as long as she is producing, she has unlimited PTO. But again, she really has no PTO because she still has to work even when she.
I don't even. It doesn't bother me because I don't even think about it anymore. It just becomes. And
I work in the skilled trades for Ford Motor Company, and I don't have no emergencies.
I got to tell you, I feel very blessed. So I think we kind of covered everything.
Yeah,
that we needed to cover tonight.
I want to thank everybody that has tuned in.
Thank you so much, you guys.
We love doing this. It's a lot of fun, and we love talking to fellow vloggers.
Traveler Bus has a quick question for us.
Cruise fans.
What part of Florida are you moving to? So we're looking at outside of the Tampa area because I have some friends in that area. And I'm familiar with the area. I used to live on the east coast of Florida in Ormond Beach, which is north of Daytona, south of Jacksonville, but on the other side of the state where it's closer to the ports. So couple years, 2 or 3 years,
our options
will probably be.
We're keeping our options kind of open. We're not really set on one particular location in Florida. It'll probably be more central Florida.
We love you guys too. Good night, everybody. We love you all so much. Thank you. We will see you next week, and everybody have a good week. Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.